Okay, so now begins adventures in navigating.
Way we go, George.
With one of the two of us being colorblind, so heaven knows where we'll end up. Come out in like Cairo. Mission 11 begins today. We are on the way. I can't say top of the morning to you because we got a late start. It's actually mid-afternoon. But I don't care what date stamp it might say down here. Today's date is actually July 71st. Because here we are, the calendar says it's October 4th, but it's 95 degrees still here in the deep American South. And we're dying.
Yes, we are ready for fall. What little bit of it we actually
get. Yeah, that's
get.
true. We booked this trip to Kings Mountain State Park in the corner of South Carolina, right where South Carolina touches North Carolina, around Rock Hill, thinking that far up in the uphills, not quite the mountains, that we'd actually have some cool weather by now, but I don't think that's going to be the case. But we're still going to enjoy it.
That's right.
Kings Mountain State Park is a unusual park in the sense that it's half of a site that is shared with the National Park Service. There's Kings Mountain State Park and there's Kings Mountain National Military Park. Sticking with our unintended Revolutionary War history theme that we started at 96 National Historic Site, Kings Mountain was the site of the first major patriot American victory over the British in the Revolutionary War in the South, in the Revolutionary War. So we'll be there for a couple of days. We're going to try to spend like a day in each half of the overall facility and show you what we find. So.
And unintentionally, we actually planned our trip, and it's the anniversary, 239 years.
Yeah, that's right.
Of the actual battle. So we will get to enjoy some reenactments that will happen on Saturday.
That'll be neat.
We were kind of surprised, but a happy surprise.
You'll see it. Because I always do, let me give you the, and here we are, segment of the show. We are here. This is Kings Mountain State Park. We are site 51. This site is short. We didn't have a whole lot of difficulty getting in here. The new backup camera helped a little bit. It's just, it is so incredibly short that once again, Big Red is going to have to kind of sit cattywampus. But I mean, it's fairly spacious on this side, as you see, and we've got enough space to mosey about. It's so rocky, I don't know if we're going to bother to put down the mat, because I don't know if it would do a whole lot of good. Oh, let me show you something. This is a problem we haven't had before. We've got our water connection is back here in the back. This is the first time that I've ever had to double up hoses. Our water post is so far away that I had to get both of my 25-foot hoses together to reach all the way around. That's something I haven't had to do before. So, but hey, all's well. We got it hooked up. Utilities are going. AC's going. It is 20 after 4 as I am recording this, and the Atlanta Braves' first postseason game of the year is in 40 minutes, and we're not sure if Verizon's pumping enough signal through here to see it, so we're going to run out of the park and find a Buffalo Wild Wings and watch a little bit of the game anyway. And then we're back here, and tomorrow we'll start all the fun. Fun, right? Fun, fun, fun. That's why we came. Well, we found Buffalo Wild Wings, and we found bad food. Well, we haven't found it yet, but it's coming. And we found the Braves game. So, I'm a happy guy for the moment.
Thank goodness, because he was getting pretty hangry. It's like a Snickers commercial. But I didn't have any Snickers.
Camping's a lot of work. Well, we're going to do this. Get back to Campground, probably call it a night. So I guess the next we check in with you guys, it'll be tomorrow, and we'll be about ready to check out Kings Mountain State Park. We'll do that tomorrow, and then Saturday we'll do the military park. So stay tuned. After 10, it may not be 100 degrees yet, but it's 100% humidity. On October 4th. Can you believe it?
It's hot.
All right, we're done our picture taking. We're gonna go check out all of this. We should involve some hiking, and I will finish making my Italian pimp soaked in perspiration look. And then we'll head back to the campsite. But now you get to see the pretty sights along with us. So let's go. As we've mentioned, I think we mentioned, that Kings Mountain is yet another of the original 16 South Carolina Civilian Conservation Corps parks. This was the original bathhouse. When the park was created, Lake Crawford, is that the name of it? Lake Crawford down there, that was where all the swimming took place. There's a dock, and there was, I'm told, fairly nice swimming beach. But for many, many years now, that's not been the case. It's no longer suitable for swimming. I guess South Carolina PRT just hasn't had the money to keep the facilities and the water itself, to the quality where it's suitable for human use. So it's just now here for looks. It's not for use. Which, darn shame.
But apparently, at one time, it was very nice.
So I guess this is the dam that creates Lake Crawford, which is what this body of water is designated. We'd be in bad shape if that sucker broke loose, wouldn't we? We like signs. We would not have fared well with Lewis and Clark.
Farm trail. Have you noticed through all of our relatively short history of hiking through dense forests and jungle, we always somehow manage to find a paved road? I bet it kind of freaked out Lewis and Clark when they came across an interstate highway. Living History Farm. Not quite sure about this little tiny building, but we'll find out.
Well, there's more back through the trees. Yeah. It's the privy. It even says so. I suspect it's been modernized for both genders. Yes, it has. Well, at least 2 genders in today's world. You know, out of the 37 that exist now. Oh, okay, okay. I was wrong. This is what's called the Living History Farm. It is, according to the literature around the location, it is not a literal farm site, although PRT historians believe there was a farm on this property. What we have here now is pretty much a combination of buildings that were moved here from other sites and recreations of buildings that would have been used on such a farm. And so, you know, the place in its entirety, and I'll give you a little 360 here, is, you know, a collection of buildings that would have altogether composed of you know, a working full-featured farm. You know, vegetable gardens, chicken coop, and blacksmithing, and even a place where sorghum was boiled down into other products. And teacher lady here says that she's been here before on a field trip and is supposedly very, very, very frequented by school kids on field trips.
Yes, it actually surprises me. It's Friday and there's not a field trip going on. It's usually a big day for field trips.
So lucky us, we bet the place for ourselves. Okay, so that was the Living History Farm. Trading post next?
Sure. All right.
All this picture taking we're doing reminds me to remind you folks, as always, we make these videos and it's going to be several weeks before you see them. So if you want to kind of keep up with what we're doing in the moment, check out our Instagram. Right down here somewhere is how you can find us on Instagram. We try to, internet access permitting, try to make sure we've got a couple of images of what we're doing while we're on these trips. So again, if you want to keep up with us in real time, that's the way to do it. Hey, we know what that stuff is. That's don't go there tape.
Thank goodness we already went the other way, so we know we're okay.
Yeah, check out that video right there. You'll learn all about that.
Yeah.
On our way over to the trading post. This was where we stopped to check in when we first arrived at the campground yesterday. And they have some supplies and whatnot. And we're also going to get our South Carolina State Park Ultimate Outsider guidebooks punched.
Right.
So someday we'll get the t-shirt. Big whoop.
We can say we accomplished all the parks.
There you go. Hey, howdy.
Doing well?
So far. Okay, so trading post. Nice folks in there. Always nice folks at these parks. So it seems. I'm gonna walk over and take a peek at the playground. That way, if we had offspring, we would probably be spending more time over there. And I believe most of you folks out there, you do have offspring, so you'd probably be a little bit curious about this. Okay, so that's the playground. I can't leave her unsupervised.
I'm the teacher. I never get to play on the playground anymore. Actually, that's a lie. I swing in front of my kids sometimes.
This is probably gonna be it for today. We're gonna do our dinner and pack it in and get ready for the military part tomorrow. See all the reenactors and the displays that are going on, since tomorrow is building up to the anniversary of the Battle of Kings Mountain itself. So that'll be neat, and you'll see it as we see it. So we'll check in with you then.